All right, Fish and Toast, episode 5, Thursday night football just wrapped up. I'm fucking praying that this audio thing works correctly so that way I can post this right after the show tonight so it's ready for your Thursday listening viewing. Tanner Steffens, the Toast Man, with me as always. How's it going tonight, bud?
Doing
How we
pretty
doing?
well.
Yeah. Twas a good night for you.
Yeah, it was a good night for me. I was going to ask you how you were doing with that little snooze fest we watched.
Yeah, that was fucking unbearable at some point. Like I'm already unenthused about this Cowboys season anyways, and then that first half was one of the least appealing, most boring first halves I've seen in a while.
It was brutal. It was. The amount of holding calls and
oh my
penalties in
god,
general
dude,
was out of control.
Dude, just kill me now. Like, it was driving me absolutely fucking bonkers watching that. And it was just boring. Like, it wasn't like, Dink and Dunk Dak and Daniel Jones, like, just no real big plays besides that CD touchdown.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though, dude, it was just like, oh my God, I was about to pass out and take a nap.
Well, luckily I was watching Army Temple, and Army running that triple option is way more entertaining than what I was watching with that Cowboys game, let me tell you.
I don't blame you. One, not surprised that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, more of a blowout, not as close of a game, 42-14 on the Army Temple game. But,
that's what I had hoped.
You watch some triple option football. I mean, it's not going to be a bad night by any means.
No, and especially with some of the guys that Army has running out there. Their fullback, did you get a look at their fullback at all?
I was not watching any of this game. I was locked in on the Cowboys-Giants game. Now I'm a little bit disappointed I didn't because
I had them both going side by side, and Army has this fullback, number 33, wears a butterfly collar. He's just
butterfly collar. Yeah, Army butterfly collar. That is pure football out of the 80s move right there.
Oh, he's a country boy from Montana, 5'11", 255, and he just trucks. He looks like Mike Allstott out there.
What a nostalgic image that is right there. Just Army triple option butterfly collar linebacker. What year is it?
Yeah, that was remind me of the TV show Friday Night Lights. And then their quarterback is legit though. That guy, I forget his name, something Daly. He is athletic. He had a nice hurdle. He hurdled someone.
I'm Bryson Daly out of Abernathy, Texas.
Dude, Bryson Daly. This guy is a straight athlete. He can do it all.
The pride of Abernathy, Texas.
Yeah, he was legit. I had a bet on his rushing yards over 106, and he had 109 at the first possession of the third quarter.
Yeah, he has, I'm looking right now, so far to start the year, 340 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns, and 186 passing yards. That's good old Army football right there for you, folks.
That's grinded out. And
that's pure Americana is what that is.
They're just hiding behind the linemen as they're polling too. It's great. The linemen, and they're just hiding, and then all of a sudden they see a little crease and they just ding. It's so there's something about a nice, well, schemed up and coached triple option. Gets you going.
Gets you worked up.
Yeah.
Makes you hot. Makes you hard. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that Cowboys game, I was sweating out in the end.
Dude, I cannot believe Aubrey missed that field goal at the end. And that just shows you how much the spread matters in that point. Getting 4.5 to 5 or 5.5. It really comes down to just those simple, stupid misses. It's insane.
Listen, I'll take my money back, but also, fucking not happy with Al Michaels at the end of that one.
Yeah.
He of course had to put it out there. There's going to be a lot of people that are happy about this right here, and then
just jinxing.
And he does that, not the jinx, but he'll bring up the gambling notes, and he'll insinuate it on the broadcasts where he's like, "Oh, there's a lot of people that are happy about that touchdown right there."
Yeah,
and he did it before the field goal was kicked. And I was sitting there watching the game with Joey, and I was like, "Oh yes, thank God he's coming out. They're running out Aubrey." And I'm like, "Oh, I got them to cover at least the 5 points," and then he fucking pulls it.
That was unbelievable.
Getting it at 5 this morning, I was like, all right, yeah, it's not 5.5. It's not 6 like it was earlier in the week. It's getting bet down. So, yeah, I'll take it.
You got a better number than what was out at a lot of places. So,
unfucking believable.
Yeah. Is Joey Cowboys fan too?
A gambler? Yeah, big gambler. Joey's he's on he's got his own bookie.
He had them all set up.
He's in deep right now, though. Thousands of dollars deep. He might be
dead to you.
Yeah, he might be swimming at the bottom of the Willamette River here soon.
Oh,
yeah. But no, he is not a Cowboys fan. I wouldn't do that to him.
You like the Seahawks then?
He is a Seahawks fan, yeah. So yeah,
that makes sense.
Big Monday night matchup for him.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling about that one too.
They were talking on the NFL Network beforehand as far as what teams are on upset watch this week, and that was one of the games that they brought up are the Lions on upset watch for the Seahawks. All I know is the Seahawks and Lions, they've played each other for the last 2 or 3 seasons, and their games are seemingly bangers every time.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean I assume it's going to be another good one, but this is the first real team that the Seahawks have played with a real quarterback. There's no Bo Nix. There's no Skylar Thompson. There's no easy quarterback. I mean, Jared Goff's not amazing, but he runs that system really well with weapons around him. So,
yeah. I am very curious to see what happens in that game. But that one is in Detroit, correct? Yeah.
Yep. It's in the dome, and it's the first away game for Seattle. So we'll see how they travel this year.
God, they have played all their first games at home this year.
Yeah, very favorable for them so far.
God. Well, now I'm curious if they have the if they have more away games or home games this year. Obviously, now with the uneven schedule, the odd number of games that teams play is
I'm not sure on that.
Because, yeah, it's like if they have more away games and home games, then they'll have to play 9 of their next 14 away from home. 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay, no, they get more home games this year. They get 9 home games to 8 away games, so they luck out there. But still, they got to finish the season with 3 of their last games on the road. But, God,
that's
no, they're it says on the schedule their second game was at the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah, so this will be their second away game.
But I mean, still, you have Bo Nix on his first start ever as a rookie. You have Jacoby Brissett, and you have Skylar Thompson, who's god awful. So,
yeah, I don't know. I think you need to give him one more shot.
Jared Goff is going to be a step up from that and that whole Lions offense. But Mike McDonald's done a really good job so far with the Seattle defense. So it's going to be a good battle, I have a feeling. Stupid things Geno Smith can do.
Yeah, I am excited to see what happens in that game. I wish it was in Seattle because there's something about late night games in Seattle that
gets weird.
It gets weird, but there's something about that environment at nighttime. What is it? It's not
CenturyLink anymore.
Yeah,
right?
It's was it Quantum Fiber Field or Quantum Field? Is that what it is now?
I think so.
CenturyLink has changed their name like 20 times in the last 10 years. So
yeah, I don't know.
Lumen. It's Lumen Field.
Lumen. Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
Even worse.
Well, what the hell is Lumen?
Who cares?
What the hell is a lumen? I'm gonna guess some sort of
Is it insurance?
I'm gonna go with some sort of like software of some type.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited for that game. At least this is the good part of having, I guess, a doubleheader on Monday night is that we don't have to watch all of Titans Dolphins.
I was gonna say that is like the matinee right there, or the undercard to the Seattle
undercard.
Yeah, like it's getting you ready for Seattle Lions. Because let's be honest, no one really wants to watch that game.
No,
especially when you got that game going.
Well, I'm guessing that you're gonna watch that game or want to watch that game because you're gonna have some ridiculous bet on someone in that game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see when that comes around.
I'm thinking like a Tanner kind of bet on that game is like Robbie Chosen over 12.5 receiving yards or something like that.
Oh, that'd be ridiculous. But hey, who knows?
You're like, hey, actually, I think I might. That actually sounds good, Joe.
I'll have to do a little deeper dive on that, you know?
See where there's some opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It might be a Tajay Spears type day. I don't know.
Oh, God. So that's the Monday night slate. I was just on the NFL schedule. As far as like games that get me horned up, get my nips hard.
What's tickling your fancy this week?
Looking at the schedule, in the 10 a.m. slot, I am intrigued to see what happens in that Eagles-Bucks game.
That is one that I actually will have a play on.
I'm sure that you have a play on everything, so I'm not surprised there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to have a play on anything like Broncos-Jets, unless I find some like player prop type thing. I'm not going to, like, a lot of these, I'm not going to be betting spreads, and it's going to probably be a lot of player props, but I like the Bucks. I like the Bucks.
God, it's like there's something about just about every game that you can make a story about and make something appealing, like the Vikings-Packers game. Like, are the Vikings going to start 4-0? You know, how are the people are loving the Bears this week against the Rams. Yeah. Like, I've seen a lot of tweets in the public saying that they like the Bears this week.
That's a good spot for the Bears, honestly.
There is one player on the Bears, their backup running back, Roschon Johnson, that I was on DraftKings looking for his running his rushing yard total and to take over under, because there's whispers out of Chicago on whether or not he's going to be the lead back this week or he's going to get more. Yeah, he's going to get more looks at the running back position this week. So
I'm also wondering why is Herbert not getting more carries?
Khalil Herbert?
Yeah,
that's my guy. He's got like webbed feet or something like that. I'm not even kidding. He's got like webbed feet and like a sixth finger or something like that.
Oh, this guy should be swimming.
Yeah. Well.
That's not fair. Also catching.
Now, dude, I remember him getting drafted because he went to Virginia Tech, but he was at like Kansas ahead of time. And the day he got drafted, do you remember when the NFL draft, they still kind of do this, but they just have like the most ridiculous fucking stories about players. They're usually like, oh, this guy, congratulations, he got picked 15th overall. His dad got hit by a car on the side of the road when he was 11.
Yeah. Some outrageous story.
His little brother was struck by lightning when they were playing football at the age of 7, like something ridiculous. The story for Khalil Herbert is that he has like webbed feet or something, and the running back at Kansas that he played with, one of the guys that was in the running back room with him, had like webbed fingers or something.
What are they doing in Kansas? That's crazy.
I gotta find this because I remember hearing it live, and I don't know if it was Trey Wingo or who was doing the broadcast on the ESPN, but literally Louis Riddick was just speechless. Like, Khalil Herbert coming out of Virginia Tech, he had this many rushing yards. He did play at Kansas where actually Khalil Herbert, he has webbed feet, and his co-running back over at Kansas had webbed fingers. And Louis Riddick is like, well, that's quite interesting. But yeah, Khalil Herbert, great runner.
Just totally catches him off guard.
Oh, dude, he had no idea
where that.
Dude, it's like I was dying when because he was drafted on like day 3 also. And so it was just like on the background at work. I'm like, whatever. These are our 5th, 6th round selections. I think he was picked in like the 6th round. And so it's just like, I don't know who this guy is. And then they just tell that story. And I'm like, dude, I'm a Khalil Herbert fan now.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
I'd like to see him get more work because DeAndre Swift, he is doing absolutely nothing for the Bears right now. I think he has like less than 2 yards per carry.
Well, I think anyone's going to do nothing for the Bears because that line sucks.
That's true.
They can't open up a hole for anyone. They can't pass. They can't pass pro. They can't run block. Their offensive line's been terrible. So I don't blame anyone not getting any yards because they get blown off the ball every time.
So I don't want to spend too much time on Khalil Herbert, but I was just dying to figure out what it was that was his deal. And here is a quote from him. He says, Khalil Herbert, I was born with 12 fingers. They were cut off when I was younger.
They cut off his what?
I guess he had an extra finger on each hand, which I wish they would have kept it. That would have made him a definite receiving threat.
Oh, yeah. That's cheating almost.
I was born with 12 fingers. They were cut off when I was younger.
I still gloves for that guy though.
Yeah, custom gloves, custom cutters for him.
Yeah.
They were cut off when I was younger. I still have 6 toes on my left foot and they are webbed. So he was born with 12 fingers, got him cut off, has 6 toes on his left foot and they are webbed.
That's bizarre.
He says left foot. I feel like I have a little bit more power pushing off of it. Well, yeah.
Helped his 40 time a little bit.
Dude. Yeah, and then I want to say the other Kansas running back had webbed fingers is what it was.
Just a webbed backfield. That's crazy.
Bunch of circus freaks at Kansas.
Bunch of mutants.
Yeah. Looking at the other games, I am curious to see what happens in this Bengals-Panthers game because the Bengals need to win. They need to get a dub. But if the Panthers somehow beat them and rebound after 2 horrendous first games and beat the Bengals, like that'll be hilarious.
That will be. I agree. I mean, I kind of secretly hope the Panthers pull this off. Like,
me too. Like, there's still plenty of season left. The Bengals can come back, so at least give them one more loss to the Panthers. That'd be really funny.
I'm really enjoying this Bengals downfall at the moment.
Oh, yeah?
But I wanted to go back to that Packers-Vikings, too, though. Like, Aaron Jones going back to play his former team.
Good point.
Lambeau.
Are you ready to blow the horn again?
Yeah, I mean, but both these defenses have been both these defenses have been so good this year. Like, I don't know what the total is. Honestly, I was going to pull that up.
43.5.
Is it 43.5? Yeah, it should be low for a reason.
Oh.
I would almost go under on that too. Like, I don't know if Sam Darnold got a little nicked up at the end of that game last week, but I don't know if he's 100%. I don't think it really matters. But I think Aaron Jones is going to go off against his old team for some reason.
The other game in the 10 a.m. slot is the Jaguars-Texans game. Really curious to see how both of these teams respond after getting completely embarrassed, respectively. I would think that the Texans are the one that are going to respond to this. Like, the Jaguars are just a mess at this point.
I might be a sicko that I want to go back to the Jaguars.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I know it is. It's not something I want to do. I might be obligated to do it.
Like you are being forced to bet on the Jags this weekend.
I cannot help myself because this is not how I envisioned the Jags season starting.
And no, I had them winning the goddamn division.
Yeah, 0-4 would be absolutely terrible. But yeah, you're right. I mean, Houston's definitely looked better over the last 3 weeks. So,
well, I would say the first 2 weeks. I mean, last week just getting their absolute teeth kicked in.
I mean, the Jags looked worse all 3 weeks. I think the Jags had one of the worst losses in a long time. Mm-hmm. They just had 47 put up on them.
Yeah, there's looking at the rest of the game. There's nothing in the 1 o'clock window that really intrigues me, like head-to-head matchup that much. Like, I guess Browns Chargers, but like, is Herbert even playing in that game?
You mean the Chiefs Chargers?
Sorry, yes, Chiefs Chargers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that this line's still at 7 right now because I think that
he's not going to.
Yeah, I saw someone tweet out like 70% chance that he'll play, but we have a bye week next week. Why risk him for the rest of the season? Like, let him heal up a little bit. We have 2 tackles that are going to be out. Like, he's going to get demolished by Steve Spagnuolo's defense. And I don't need that. Like, I almost want to take KC -7 now before he gets ruled out and that thing jumps up, I'm sure. But I don't see there's any way that we have a chance in this game, especially without Herbert.
So they got a week 5 bye, the Chargers.
Yeah.
But it looks like, I mean, Herbert said himself, as far as like taking the week off and then going into the bye week, that might be the best. But Herbert kind of insinuated that wasn't the direction they're going. He says that was part of the conversation. I don't think that's the way we're heading. I think it's going
to play.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. And then he says, I think it's going day to day, see how it is, and keep getting better. We felt like it was in the position last week to play, and I felt comfortable and safe going out there, knowing I could move around and do as much. But we got to that point where they felt it was the best decision to take me out because I couldn't move and couldn't protect myself.
Yeah, so you're telling me like a couple days later you're going to be good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think give him like 2 weeks.
It's a long season, yeah. I mean,
it'd be one thing if we were in the Jags position and we were 0-3 right now.
Yeah.
But we're 2-1, and I know it's a division game, but let's be real. Who's winning this division? It's KC.
That's true, yeah.
Like, all the other teams in our division are not great. So
I know. Watch out for the Raiders if they make a quarterback change. I love that.
McConnell.
I love that Antonio Pierce is like only 3 games in and he's already like considering it. It's like such a good coach, such a good head coaching move.
Well, what was his comments about like these guys are making business decisions for themselves. We're going to make business decisions on them or something along the lines of that.
Dude, I'm sorry, the Antonio Pierce thing is not going to work. It's not going to work. I think the Raiders just felt dumb for the first time they had an interim coach and then they didn't retain him. And then they got Josh McDaniels and that was fucking terrible. And so then the second time it happens, they're like, okay, this time let's actually hire the interim head coach and see how it goes. Not remembering how Antonio Pierce is as a coach in general.
There's always a boost, like a new coach boost or an interim boost, which makes you look really good to start. And then that starts to fade off and you really see what kind of a coach you are. There's one thing that the players like playing for you, which is great and all, but are you helping with the schemes? Are you actually a good coach?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, I mean, the Raiders are going to suck. That season's going to be imploding here soon. But the Chiefs, Chargers, intriguing if Herbert plays, but he probably won't. If I were to put my money on it, I say he ain't playing.
Yeah.
The 1 o'clock game, though, that does tickle my fancy, that Commanders-Cardinals game.
Heck yeah, I want points, baby. I mean, it might be the like the squarest total at 50.5. Not seeing this go, but the Commanders haven't punted yet, so they
They
haven't
haven't punted one time this year?
Nope, Tress Way is just sitting on the sideline.
Just
That leg
collecting checks, doing nothing.
yeah, that leg is aching for a punt.
What a
Did you see
fucking bum.
I saw a video of him today. They're practicing in their, like, dome, like, their little practice dome bubble, and he hit it so hard, he hit the top of the bubble of the dome, and I was just thinking, like, this guy's got so much amped up energy just waiting to punt.
I'm ready to go,
And
coach. I'm ready to pin him deep.
it's been 2 games, and I can't get in there to punt.
Let me at him,
Yeah,
please.
so they haven't even punted yet. Their offense has been rolling right now, and, I'm excited to see them against the Cards because the Cards defense also sucks.
You taking the over?
That's the way. There's no way in hell I'm playing the under. Both defenses are terrible, and both offenses can score. So that's what I say. It might be the squarest thing out there on the board, but I mean, unless they're just crazy turnovers that stop drives, I don't see how this doesn't go over.
Let's get a little Auburn, Arkansas on this. Just back to back turnovers. Let's go.
In 26 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, that won't affect the point total too much if it happens in 26 seconds.
No. But if you drive down the field and then all of a sudden throw a pick in the red zone or fumble the ball somehow.
Or Al Michaels is on the call and says that people are going to like this next play, if you know what I mean, and then the field goal doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm hot. I'm hot about that.
I don't know if you've noticed here in week 4 and looked at some of the injury reports from all these teams. It's week 4 and these dudes are dying.
Just falling apart.
Like we had 13 guys on our on the Chargers injury list and they were all limited or did not practice the first day after I guess Monday or Tuesday practice, whatever it was. Tuesday practice.
Well, the Cowboys were dropping like flies today, it seemed like.
Yeah, I felt bad.
DeMarcus Lawrence didn't finish the game. Micah Parsons didn't finish the game. Trayvon Diggs had to go get some IV, get a juice box back in the locker room.
Did he hurt his ankle? What was that?
I think he just cramped up.
Oh, okay. Jeez, cramping in the dome? Like, what are we doing here?
No, they were. It was New York.
I mean, whatever. How hot is it?
Open air. I don't know. Maybe it's a steamy New York evening.
These guys need to be drinking more water and eating bananas or something.
Short week. All right. God, I just had the fucking schedule back up. The Sunday night game, absolutely.
It's my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite of the week.
Bills Ravens. Sign me up, baby.
Yeah. Is that real? Is Baltimore really 2.5 point favorites?
Well, it is in Baltimore. Maybe they feel that something's got to give with Buffalo here soon.
Yeah, I mean yes, that's true.
Yes, it was a great game against the Jags, but I was going to say coming off, they're playing on a shorter week, but going from a Monday night to Sunday night, I mean, it is one less day, but it's not like they're playing on a, or they played Monday night and playing Sunday night, so it's not like they are playing on too short of a schedule, going from a Thursday, like a Sunday to a Thursday or something. But
yeah, they have all day to continue to prep if they need to on Sunday to get to Sunday night, which is nice. And Josh Allen, is he the favorite to win MVP right now after what he's done so far?
After last week. Yeah,
he's been.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and again, Mahomes is always the go-to favorite to start the season, and then it's like everybody else. But the way that Josh Allen has started off this year,
that whole offense, honestly.
Well, and also when you look around the league, who else besides him? Because obviously this has turned into a quarterback award. Who else are you going to give it to at this point?
Oh no, I mean he's a clear favorite.
Yeah,
clear favorite to do it.
It is fucking wild though, looking at quarterback passer rating right now, the leaders in passer rating. Do you want to just guess the top 5
for the quarterback passer?
Passer rating, not QBR.
Okay.
Yeah.
The top. Are we gonna go? Don't tell me, like Sam Darnold's in there.
He is tied for second.
Okay. What about Matt Stafford?
Matt Stafford, no passer rating. He is 15th in the league right now.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I'll give you who Sam Darnold is tied with. Andy Dalton.
I was just gonna. That was one of my next. I'm like thinking all these random, like the way you're saying that. I was like,
well, this is weird. It says that on ESPN that they're tied for second, but Andy Dalton does have the better passer rating at 120.4 to Sam Darnold's 117.3.
Is Josh Allen up there then?
Josh Allen is number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 133.7, which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. That's another reason why.
All right. Can you guess 4 and 5 then?
Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy? No, he is number 7 in the league. So close guess. Close guess.
What about? I don't want to say that because I don't think that's right. There's so many of these guys. I'm just like, ew. Like, no. Like, there's not a fucking chance.
I'll tell you 4 and 5.
Don't tell me Herbert's in there.
No, Herbert is not. Herbert is number 11 in the league.
Okay.
All right, I'll give you a hint. NFC quarterbacks, very unsuspecting for them to be in the top 5. If you would have said that they were going to be top 5 passer rating to start the season, you would have been very surprised.
Okay. Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels is number 5.
Wow.
111.8.
Wow. Okay.
Hasn't turned the ball over yet.
Yeah, and then it's got to be Derek Carr.
Yep, Derek Carr, number 4.
Yeah. It was between Derek Carr or Baker Mayfield. So
who I jokingly said before the season on Football Sunday on 1080 The Fan, I was like, just imagine, because I think I told you this. I was like running through like just ridiculous scenarios in my head. I'm like, can you imagine if like Derek Carr just went off and had an unreal season? Like MVP season, Derek Carr.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr just continues to light up defenses.
It's not a flash in the pan. He's for real.
Man. So we get our first, is our first London game this weekend or is it next weekend?
That's a good question. I think that might be next weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah. They were talking about it. Let's see. Jets, Vikings.
Oh, they got a defensive battle over there.
Yeah, Sam Darnold going up against his former team in London.
Hold on. So, what do you think's a grosser game this week? Do you think it's the Raiders and the Browns, or do you think it's the Jets and the Broncos?
I'm going to go Raiders Browns. There's not a whole lot that's getting me excited about that.
I'm going to agree with you.
At least with Jets Broncos, we get the local angle, Bo Nix. The Jets are still an intriguing team, obviously.
Still Aaron Rodgers.
With Aaron Rodgers to see what they do. And they have had a pretty, outside of the 49ers game, they've got a pretty cakewalk schedule to start the year with Titans, Patriots, and Broncos. Vikings after that, as we just said, in London next week. And then they got Bills, they got Steelers. So gets a little tougher here, but yeah, I mean, they have a chance to go start 3-1 heading into that Vikings game. We could be looking at a 4-0 Vikings and a 3-1 Jets matchup in London. And jolly old London.
Bringing a good product to London right there.
Bring your bangers and mash, baby.
That's right.
All right,
let's tea and crumpets.
Yeah, bring your tea and crumpets, bring your bangers and mash, bring your what is it, Scotch eggs?
Yeah, of course.
I haven't had a good Scotch egg in a while. I don't know whose idea it was to fry, like deep fry an egg, but God bless them.
Yeah. Saviors.
God, yeah. A Scotch egg, boiled egg wrapped in sausage meat, coated in breadcrumbs and baked or deep fried. Yes, a million times yes. I remember actually the first time I had a Scotch egg. What's that bar in Eugene? That Scottish bar or that Irish bar over by the Safeway? Yes,
Pint Pot. I went there last time I went to Eugene. You know they expanded that place. They took over the laundromat next door.
Rightfully so.
And and it's a lot nicer now. It's legit.
Yeah,
I was excited to be back there.
Gotta go back there. The Pint Pot.
Quality place.
Speaking of Eugene, in a college town, how about we go to some college football, eh?
Oh yeah.
You're hot.
I'm pretty excited for it.
You just went 6 to noon just for me saying that. Real quickly, do you prefer college to NFL?
I like that there's so many. I think so, yeah. I like that there's so many different teams and like it's just kind of chaos, like all over the place. So, but I just love. There's something about college on Saturday that gets me going, and there's so many games and storylines. I think that too.
Yeah, there's a lot. Tell was it Lucy?
Ruby.
Tell Ruby to calm down, okay?
I know. She hears something outside making a ruckus.
Squirrel or something. Hey, also PSA, check your toilet for rats.
What?
My girlfriend, she sent me a picture earlier because she's got she lives her house over in East Portland. It's like condo-ish, where they have like neighbors that share walls and stuff.
Yeah.
And they have just like a little area of I don't know, 6 of them. So they have a group chat, just talking about, the neighborhood. And one of the neighbors sent them a picture or told them and then sent an article from Oregon Live that apparently after the first rain every year, that rats like to find their way up into sewers and stuff, and they can end up in your toilet.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, exactly. Burn that bitch down if that happens.
I don't think that's going to happen. I'm an apartment 20 floors up, but if they want to get up that high, then so be it. But I don't see it happening. Maybe if I was in
don't count them out.
Yeah, they are. They're fucking nasty. So
they're elusive bastards.
Yeah, they'll get you.
So tomorrow, Va-Tech versus Miami.
Yeah.
Miami's 17.5 point favorites. I mean, if I were to just, blindly throw money down instinctively on something, Miami's covering that.
Yeah. Well, it went up to 19.5, came back down.
See, there you go.
So there's buyback on Va-Tech. And this is kind of a weird game, I feel like, kind of a sleepy spot. I think Kyron Drones and Cam Ward are cousins. And so it's kind of, I know him, Kyron Drones, and Shador Sanders were all working out in the offseason together.
Oh, yeah. I saw that clip of Cam Ward and Shador going at it, talking shit to each other.
So I think it'll be a good battle, honestly. I think 17 is probably about right. I think anything over that I think it'll be closer than what you think, and definitely closer than the USF game. But Miami should take care of business in that one, I'm assuming.
This is the first time I've seen this. I knew that Washington was going to be playing Rutgers this week.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be surprised, honestly, because Rutgers is good this year, but Rutgers is the favorite in that one.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to the birthplace of college football, all right?
Piscataway.
Yeah. That's wow. I mean, that is I wouldn't say this is a game that Washington has to win, but I mean, you can't be losing to Rutgers. I feel like losing to Rutgers. I understand they're a better team this year.
I personally had them marked down as a loss for Washington this year.
Oh, when you're looking at the schedule ahead of time?
Yeah, I think
that's a win. That's a loss. That's a loss.
And Piscataway on a short week is not going to be easy. And Kyle Monangai, they're just going to run the ball at him and play defense. So
yeah, workhorse, 72 carries through 3 games already.
Yeah, I mean, I saw what John Mateer and that Washington State offense did when they were running the ball against Washington. Kyle Monangai is going to be the hardest guy they've seen so far. So, I think it's going to be a tough game. I played the under in that game, under 46, 46 and a half. It went down all the way to 44 and a half.
Yep, I see that.
I played that last Sunday morning because I had a feeling that might get hit because to me, that's just too many points as far as I think it's going to be a low scoring battle in that one. And we'll see how Washington does traveling because this is, I think, is this the furthest we can actually travel going in the Big Ten?
I would think so. I mean, like
here in Pennsylvania, like going to Penn State.
Well, Penn State, I mean, Pennsylvania is closer than New Jersey.
Yeah,
I mean, if I tap back into my geography lessons from middle school and remember what a U.S. map looks like, they do have to go to Penn State this year as well at the end of the year in November.
Geez, they got brutal. So, do you know if Washington plays Penn State and then comes to Autzen right after, or
no,
they got a bye week?
No, they do not have a bye week. They get UCLA the next week at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say they did them dirty with that scheduling spot. Yeah, another game. Well, I guess if we're going into Saturday, is there any like huge games other than Georgia, Alabama that you're really looking forward to? Because obviously Georgia, Alabama is the game of the year so far.
Well, Holy Cross and Syracuse, that really, that intrigues me a little bit there.
I mean, Holy Cross lost their head coach last year, and he's now the head coach of James Madison. And James Madison still has that program going right now. So
Ball State at James Madison. James Madison, big favorite, -20.
After their big win at North Carolina, watch out for the letdown spot.
Oh, you taking Ball State to cover?
I don't know if I can get there with that. I might take the over in that.
57 and a half, which who knows? James Madison might do that themselves this time.
James Madison, like as they showed last week, they can score points. I mean, there were some fluky touchdowns in that, but James Madison can score points, and their defense is really not that good. They give up 50 points themselves. So I think it could be another, I'm not going to say like in the hundreds at all, but I could see them getting into the 60s. So
it sucks that this game is at 4:30 also, but Illinois Penn State.
Yeah.
That's at the same time as Georgia Alabama.
That's where you have to get 2 TVs. It's mandatory.
I'm going to have 2 screens while at Joey's soccer game because I'm pretty sure his soccer match just they got their time chosen today because there was questions as far as maybe it was last night as far as what time their soccer match was at. Yeah, 4:30. 4:30 on Saturday. So I'm gonna have to be paying.
Are you kidding me? Isn't that usually like a morning type thing?
I don't know. Listen, I don't know who's making the schedule.
I know you don't make the rules, but
I'm gonna have to go to the Chehalem Valley Soccer Club next meeting and raise hell.
Because right before that Georgia Alabama game too, Ohio State, Michigan State, Oregon's next 2 opponents play, and they play each other.
Yeah, and listen, Saturday, basically from about 12:45 till about 5:30. I got a birthday party for the niece and brother-in-law at 1:30. After that, driving to the soccer match. So going to be distracted a lot of that day.
God, Fisher's going to be busy.
I know. I'm not happy about it. Once we get done with, I'm not happy that my son likes to play sports and that I have family. Very not happy about it.
Yeah, right.
God damn them all.
Getting in my way. You're ruining my life.
Well, at least the Duck game is at 8:00 at night.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to worry about that.
No, I don't think I'll have anything going on then. No, knowing how that day is scheduled, though, because my girlfriend, she's going out doing some things with some friends, is I'm going to get a call at 7:45 and her asking me to pick her up somewhere because she went too hard with her friends and she can't drive anywhere. I almost want to put money on that.
That's craziness right during the game.
She told me today that like two of her friends' boyfriend and spouse respectively are not going to be in town this weekend. And she's going to a baby shower, birthday party, something else. I don't know. She's going to a 5-year-old's birthday party at some pumpkin patch somewhere. And apparently there's an open bar.
At a 5-year-old's party?
I don't know how that works. I don't know what pumpkin patch this is. Wherever it is, I need to know where it is. I'm a little jealous.
Bar at the pumpkin patch, huh? That sounds expensive.
I'm a little jealous that I can't make it happen, honestly. But I'm fully expecting the call to come at 7:30 or 7:45 as I'm settling in to watch that game, and her requesting me to come pick her up somewhere.
Oh, that's also right around or a little bit before.
I'll put that
Boise State.
I'll put that at plus 350 that happens.
All right, so still a little bit of a longer.
I mean, it's an underdog, but there's still a chance of it happening.
Okay,
just looking at the slate throughout the rest of the day, I do like the 7:00 matchup, Wazoo, Boise State.
I'm so excited for that game.
That is current and future Pac-12 After Dark written all over it.
Yeah, it's just going to be John Mateer. I said it last week. I just love watching him play. And then he's going against Ashton Jeanty, who also is really, really good at football. So,
yeah, breaking news. Ashton Jeanty, good at football.
Good at football, yeah. And one of these teams, this could be a decider who goes to the college football playoff. So, I mean, it is early to be calling that, but this could have implications to that, you know?
My co-host on the Hot Corner, the baseball show that I do on 1080 The Fan, he went to Wazoo. He's a Coug. And I've had to hear it the last 2 weeks now because of before the Apple Cup and then after last week. And I told him, I was like, speaking very confidently for someone who literally just escaped San Jose State by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
So
their coach said that he got out coached right after the game too.
Yeah. Not good, Bob.
Like Ken Niumatalolo.
Also, can we give props to Portland State for keeping Ashton Jeanty in check?
Dude, he was out at halftime. He had 11 carries.
I don't care. Season low in yards and touchdowns. Only 127 yards and 0 touchdowns. Go Vikes, baby.
Oh, my God. What do you average? Like 20 yards a carry?
11.5. But, you know.
Okay.
That's not important in the case I'm trying to make, okay?
I do have my first bet, I guess, of the weekend I made was Washington State, Boise State over.
Yeah, actually, let's get into it for like this last 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
Let's get into bread and locks. Let's make some bread with some locks. What do you and I'm really sad that I'm not in Arizona anymore because I can't just jump right on DK, the DraftKings, and bet on college football anymore.
Yeah, I cannot believe they have not legalized that here yet.
They will give it a couple of years.
They're missing out on a lot of money.
Yeah. It's still wild to me that like Texas. I don't think you can gamble on sports in Texas, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think they don't believe in that there.
Yeah, well, there was a guy earlier in the year.
I think you can, or unless, no, you have to have an offshore book or something.
Well, I think you can maybe in the casinos. I don't think that you can on the apps.
Okay.
I don't think you. But because there was a guy back in January when I was in Arizona back in January, and I was golfing with this random guy, and he was from Dallas, and he tells me that on the border of like Oklahoma, you'll just see like cars parked on the exit ramp because there's people that like cross the border into Oklahoma or Arkansas or wherever. That I think it's Oklahoma, he said, and they'll just drive and go to Oklahoma, place their bets on the phone, and then they'll drive back.
Some people do that too, like over in the East Coast, like Northeast up there.
I'm sure it's happening in a lot of states that you can't do college football or just gamble on your phone in general.
Yeah, gambling on your phone in general, that's the thing. But most places where you can like gamble on your phone, you can bet college. We are just an outlier, I think.
Yeah. So, bread and locks. What are you looking at? What's looking tasty?
So, like I said, I have the over. I got it at 63.5 for Washington State, Boise State. It's at 65.5.
Okay.
I see this just being a shootout, really. I think Boise State's going to be able to put up 30 plus, and I think it's going to be a close game. And from what I've seen, Washington State's been pretty pretty solid on offense as well. And when you have John Mateer running around back there, he kind of just makes things happen himself for you. So I like the over in that game.
Also, Washington State. They are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, seventh to last in defensive yards against, or offensive yards against their defense. They're giving up almost 500 yards a game, 470.8.
Oh,
yeah, and then they're tied for 99th in points against.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Boise State, I'm looking at their sheet right now, or the stats. I mean, they're kind of in the middle of the pack. No, they're kind of in the back half there. They're giving up just over 360 yards per game.
Okay.
They gave up 45 against Georgia Southern. I do remember that. 37 against the Ducks, and then 14 against the Vikings, which helped them out. But they are giving up 32 points a game, tied for 111th in the country. And they are third in the country in points for. They're averaging 54.7 points per game. So I like that. I like the over on that. That's a smart one. You know what you're doing, Tanner.
And then the second one, I'm going to take you to NRG Stadium out in Houston, Texas, where we have my Bobcats, eat them up, and they're playing Sam Houston State, Casey Keeler's Sam Houston State Bearcats. We got the Bobcats and the Bearcats. And I think Texas State is
meow.
Yeah, I got them at 7.5, minus 7.5. I think they're some places all the way up to 10 now.
I am seeing 10 right now.
This is, I just think, different talent. I'm going to go better coach, different talent, and Texas State is one of those teams where I think that they're going to kind of run through the Sun Belt right now. As far as I've seen, Appalachian State has not done anything to impress me, and that was one of the teams I was only worried about. And right now, I think Texas State, if they can stop their penalties and all that kind of stuff, I don't see anyone stopping this offense. So I think that's way too low. I think 7.5 was way too low. This should be 2 touchdowns.
Do you hear the rumors about Texas State?
Are you talking about moving conferences, or what are you talking about here?
Oh, yeah. We could be looking at the future Pac-12 champions that are Texas State.
Oh, GJ deserves that shot.
I know if there's anybody out here that would want that wants the Texas State Bobcats more, let me know, because I can't imagine it's anybody but you.
No, I mean, bring him out west.
I'm trying to find who reported it. I think it was John Wilner. The Pac-12 has options for its 8th member, with Texas State likely high on the list, John Wilner reports.
Wow. Who would have thought Texas State would be that high?
You know,
that's crazy.
I'm trying to remember who said it. I don't know if it was someone on 1080 The Fan or some other reporter, but I swear I heard someone like reference that like, oh, maybe they look at Texas State or something like that, which the optics of that, again, I don't know. This whole Pac-12 like realignment and like them trying to get schools for the Pac-12, there's part of me that it's like, boy, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel and just
it's just
essentially,
handouts to whoever wants to come. Like,
yeah,
oh, you
exactly.
over there? Yeah, come on. Doesn't even matter where they're at or located.
God, I think it was the Memphis AD, athletic director. Did you hear his statement about why they turned down the Pac-12?
Oh, no.
He was just basically like, yeah, no, like this is not ideal for us at all. God, I gotta find the full quote because I was just like, this is, yeah. All right. I think it was their AD. Yeah, Memphis athletic director, Dr. Ed Scott. Disable ad blocker. Come on.
Figure it out.
Fine. Just so I could read this for content purposes, I will turn off my ad blocker for God's sakes. That was a no. We're not ever going anywhere. That was based on the offer that was presented in front of us because we don't think less of ourselves.
Oh my God. What a slap in the face. That's hilarious.
I know. I didn't even hear that part of it. I heard like the back half of it. That is just like, yeah, fuck no is what that sounds like.
Yeah. Not a chance.
Oh,
They'd
God, I
rather
gotta
go
find.
to the Conference USA.
Yeah, I gotta find this full quote because I didn't realize he was like that. Sometimes we get enamored by the new and want to take a bad deal, and that deal was not a good deal for the University of Memphis. It certainly wasn't a good deal for our athletic department, and most importantly, it wasn't a good deal for our Olympic sports. Ouch. When you start saying most importantly, it wasn't a good deal for, like, that's how fucking bad it was. Is that we're not even talking about football. It was so bad that I wouldn't even want that for our Olympic sports.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, for the sake of geography, it's a good thing that Memphis will not be joining the Pacific 12 conference, because when I think of the Pacific Coast, I definitely think of Memphis.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like people in like European countries and, like, oh, I can't wait to visit America and the Pacific Coast. I'm going to go to California and Memphis. It's going to be beautiful. It's like, dude, that is not the same part of the country at all.
Not at all.
All right. So you're rolling with the Bobcats again.
Yes. Rolling with the Bobcats. And my favorite bet, I think I mentioned it earlier. It's like the whale of the weekend, we'll call it. It's
the whale of the weekend.
UCF minus 13.5 is what I played it at. It's at 14 right now. It's been as high as 15.5, back down to 14. I don't get why it's come back down. It's kind of like what I saw today with the Army and Temple. I was already on the 13.5. That thing went up to 15 all the way down. It closed at 12. And I was like, I don't see what everyone else is seeing because these teams are on different levels. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's a terrible schedule spot for Colorado. They have to go all the way to Orlando to the bounce house. It's going to be there. I think the hurricane just will be ending there, like going through there. So,
yeah.
I think that will be
Tanner's on hurricane watch for his gambling bets.
I am. It's, but if UCF comes out and plays any bit of a clean game, Gus Malzahn is going to tear Colorado apart. RJ Harvey is going to have like maybe 200 yards rushing. KJ Jefferson's going to have another 100 yards rushing. They're just different athletes. Not saying that Colorado's not going to be able to score anymore. Depending on what the weather's like, I could see points in this game. But UCF is giving me vibes of when Colorado came to Oregon last year. That's how I feel like it's going.
And we already saw that once this year, basically, with them going to Nebraska.
Yeah, this is like I think UCF has a better offense than what Nebraska has and a comparable defense. So I I'm seeing things getting ugly. If I could find an alt spread and get plus odds at like -21, I would lay that too. That's
Hmm.
how that's how much I think UCF coming off a bye as well, a week to get ready for this. They know all the spotlight's going to be on them at 12:30 on Fox. Yeah, give me the Black Knights over here.
Uh, I'm gonna throw a
Golden
couple at you, just
Golden
some
Knights.
instinctively looking at some lines and some totals and things that I'm seeing on the college end. Uh, Bowling Green, Old Dominion, the Falcons, a 10-point favorite. Actually, 10-point, opened at 9.5, got bet up. I mean, I love Bowling Green covering that.
I know Fish, and that makes me nervous. You know, you know why? Because they just come
Letdown
off.
game.
Yeah, just come off this big game against Texas A&M. They're like, oh, we got to go play someone in our
We got to
actual
play.
conference.
We got to play
Uh,
Old Dominion, who's 0-3 and hungry for a win.
Yeah, and it's kinda like, why is this spread only there? Because, yeah, on paper, Bowling Green, Connor Bazelak, Harold Fannin Jr., this team should light up, Old Dominion, but the 9.5 to 10 kinda just makes me a little hesitant on it, or else because I totally see what you're saying. I would be interested to see, like, the blood betting splits on this to see where the bets and money are coming from, so and where this line's moving. So, Bowling Green, yeah, I would not play Old Dominion, I don't think. I would stay off of that, honestly. But
Well, I will say this is that while Bowling Green has played two close games against, good opponents
legit, yeah,
in
legit
Portland
teams.
State and Texas, Penn State rather,
Yeah,
um, and Texas A&M, they still lost. So I mean, they want to get a win, and I think they want to blow Old Dominion out.
yeah,
Obviously, who doesn't want to blow out their opponent? But I think that they want to be like, listen, we know how good we are. We are right. We were right there with Penn State. We were right there with Texas A&M. We should not be playing with our food in this one.
yeah. I mean, that's what I'm hoping they come out and do.
And now they're going to lose outright.
And now you jinxed them. Great fit.
Come
Come
on,
on.
come on, Falcons, pull it off.
I need them. I need them.
And then the last one, Florida State, SMU, point total 47.5. I know SMU just put up a fuck ton of points.
Yeah.
But their game a few weeks ago against BYU, they're playing a Florida State team who has a decent defense on them.
Mhm.
And then Florida State can't score any points.
Yeah, my lean on this game is Florida State team total under 21.5.
Okay.
That's how I would play this one.
Yeah.
I well, I don't think DJ is gonna be able to move this offense at all. I don't think SMU's defense is great, but, they're gonna have to prove it to me.
Florida State has yet to score more than 21 points this year.
Yeah, so, like, 21.5 is absurd, like, to bring up, but it could be factoring in that SMU's defense isn't great, but I think they're still good enough to stop this FSU offense because it's tough to watch, honestly. And they're going to Dallas, right? Yeah, they're at SMU. So,
Yes, that is
yeah.
correct.
So, I mean, it's not going to be easy. And I'm going to, that's how I would play it.
Florida State under, huh?
Yes.
All right.
We'll,
And
we'll
last but
see.
not least, is there anything in this Oregon UCLA matchup that you're looking at, that you're licking your chops? Is it
I've
Oregon
already played.
covering? Is it the total?
Yes, I've already played the over in the game. 55, I got it at.
Yeah,
Uh,
right now at 55.5.
Yeah, see, I mean, I see Oregon being able to score. They realistically, they should be able to score in the 40s, I would think this game, and I could see them giving up a couple, you know. but I'm thinking more so Oregon gonna kind of do what they did against Oregon State. This is all based on them playing a clean game, being able to finish drives, no holding penalties, no false starts, nothing to like kill yourself and get back, and then no stupid turnovers, which they've done really good at that so far, minus the fumble against Boise State they had and the bad snap. I think those are hopefully behind us now, and um, I think they'll be able to put up points against this UCLA defense. It's not very good.
Well, UCLA, they gave up points against Indiana, 42. Indiana actually won like a top 25 offense this year.
Oh, Indiana is a fucking wagon. I've got them -7 this week. Yes, they keep rolling against Maryland. Yes, Kirk Cinetti and his Curtis Rourke. Watch out. I mean, there's a reason why they keep putting up. If you look at all their games, they put up like almost 40+ points. So
31 against FIU, 77 against the vaunted Western Illinois Bulldogs.
Yeah,
42 against UCLA, and then 52 against Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't played very good competition at all, but if you look at their schedule, Indiana's schedule, and you go, I think that they could go 10-2, which is the craziest thing.
I mean, that game, as I'm looking at an article right now, they're saying Terrapins at Hoosiers over 55.5.
I mean, I don't hate that either.
Yeah. And of course, like as you're talking about the Ducks game, I pulled up an article, and sure enough, right in the smack dab middle of it, Old Dominion +9 at Falcons. Take it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It's going to be a contrarian play for sure.
The Monarchs, that has their offense has shown promise. The potential return of quarterback Grant Wilson could be a game changer, this article says. Son of a bitch.
In this Oregon game, I think really all I'm looking for is another consistent week.
Clean week.
Yeah, stack weeks on weeks. And can we be thorough with it again like we did against Oregon State? And I want to see Dante Moore in the fourth quarter. Can I get some Dante Moore in the fourth quarter and get some of these backups, some other guys in there, which we couldn't do in Idaho week 1?
And get him some rest because you're on a short week. I mean, you got an 8:00 game on a Saturday night followed by a Friday night game.
Yep. Yeah, they're definitely going to have to manage that well. I mean, not saying that Michigan State has it any better because they play Ohio State on the road and they have to go on a short week all the way out to Eugene.
Yeah.
And play. So not a great scheduling spot for either, but it is what it is, and I think Dan will have them ready for that Friday game.
I hope that Dan's even saying that, like, guys, let's blow this UCLA team out early, so that way our boys can get some rest for this short week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's a motivation for him. Yeah. And I'm sure there's.
I don't know if he's outright saying it, but hopefully someone in there is saying it's like, dude, we need to take care of business, so that way we can check out of that game after the third quarter and just be done with it.
Yeah. I mean, they got to be sick of being in these close games with teams where the talent gap's just pretty big, honestly. Yeah. UCLA has, 5 ex-Ducks, and Keanu Williams is out for the season. Their top D lineman, who is an ex-Duck. Brian Addison's going to start at safety for them, who was the starting safety for Oregon last year before he had some family issues or something like that, and was granted another year of eligibility, which I know that Oregon signed off on with UCLA, which was kind of weird. I think it was kind of mutual with the two. And then they have Jalen Davies at corner, who's also an ex-Duck, who's one of their starting corners. And then Maliki Mataval, their starting tight end. Him and Terrence Ferguson came in together, and he was awesome his freshman year for us. Yeah. And he wanted to be the guy, and we knew Terrence was going to be the guy. So he decided to transfer to UCLA, and he's having a good year. He's one of the better players, but they haven't been able to get him the ball very consistently. And So just some more storylines for people to pay attention to of these ex Ducks, and a little bit more motivation to beat them up.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, exactly. Beat up players that used to be on the team. And also you want to show out in front of the 50 fans that are going to be in the stadium for that game down in
Oh, it's
LA.
going to be a sold out Section 38.
It's going to be a raucous Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
But hopefully they have some, not visits because they're not coming to Eugene, but hopefully they got some kids on the sideline from that area. I don't know how the whole recruiting and rules work as far as visits and sideline and all that shit for away games, but I would hope that whatever rules, that's why they're getting paid. The recruiting team for these schools is to know that shit. So hopefully there's some kids that are in the Southern California area that they're recruiting highly that there will be in attendance for that game. So
yeah, I'm sure that they have like GAs and assistants that are reaching out to these guys and being like, hey, come check out the game. Like, we're going to be there. And then on the flip side of them getting done with the game and maybe some of them meeting up with some of them after, talking with them and continuing that pipeline.
Yes, sir.
Southern California up.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple Friday night football games. So
I'll be paying attention.
I will be paying attention.
Down dogs.
I will be paying attention as much as possible. I got a nice little dinner scheduled for tomorrow night.
Where are you going?
I am going to Con. Are you familiar with Con?
It just sounds super fancy to me, honestly.
It's too fancy for me.
I don't believe. I mean, I do not belong on any fancy dinner. So,
tip of the cap to the girlfriend for having a much better palate than I do, and much better bank account than I do, because this is not.
I feel you there.
Yeah, I don't think this would be a restaurant that I would maybe go to ever. I've been to it once. She took me, and actually, the funny story about it is it's some app or website where it's a few restaurants in Portland that you can like buy gift cards for, but someone hacked her account. Some dude named Jamal or something like that.
Of course.
So, yeah, I kept thanking Jamal. I kept thanking Jamal throughout the dinner because he hacked her account, and then she like reached out to customer service and they're like, "Oh, so sorry about that. Here's like $100 or $200 gift card that you can use at any of the restaurants in our system." And Con was one of them. So it's like, we're going to Con, baby.
We're balling out.
So thank you, Jamal, who hacked her account the last time around.
Free gift cards for all.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that was the case this time. Don't think Jamal was hacking the account, and I think she and her friends are just going to be paying for this one. So, but it's Haitian food. Oh boy, did I lose Tanner at the very last minute here? As we are wrapping up, I lose Tanner. The connection cuts out. I think that is a proper stopping point right there. Unless I don't get him to come back here in like 5 to 10 seconds. Right as I'm about to tell him it's Haitian food too. Some of that Caribbean, that jerk flavored chicken that they have. All right. He's gone. He's a goner. All right. I feel like this is an appropriate time then to end Fish and Toast episode 5 then. So this is awkward, but good night, everyone. as he is gone. And just send me a text message. We died? ? Yes, I think the episode is dead. Officially dead. We'll jump back on next week, episode 6, recapping week 4 NFL action and the college football action as always. I'd love to get some NBA bets, maybe some win totals. See if Tanner's dabbling into some NBA. And MLB postseason is going to be starting here next week as well. So see if he's going to be dabbling into any of that, trying to win some money there. So for Tanner Steffens, who just bailed last minute, thanks a lot. Joe Fisher here, Fish and Toast, episode 5 in the bag. We will catch you all next time.